Hey yo guys, how's it going? Tally here, and today I'm going to bring you the 100 Duels Phantom Knight deck list. Now, I have made some very minor adjustments to the deck since the 100 Duels video, but the core combos, the main of the deck is the same. I've just shaved a Foolish Burial because, to be quite frank, I didn't find it that amazing. So let's talk through the deck. If you just want the picture, here it is, it's on screen now, feel free to pause, but we will be going over combos in theory later on. So let's break the deck down into our engines. So we have our Phantom Knights, we've got 10 of them, but here we have Tear Scale or Torn Scale. It's the best PK in the deck. It's such a nuts extender because ultimately you get a PK in the graveyard, Ancient Cloak, getting you Silent Boots, so it's a 1 card rank free and it extends. We also have Silent Boots because not only is it a good extender, but it searches out pretty much any PK spell or trap that we want, which is always amazing. Speaking of searching out, we have Ancient Cloak to search out our Silent Boots or to search out our Tear Scale or just any PK that we're looking for. It's not going to search out these dudes, but it can search out this dude, which may come in handy later. We also have Ragged Gloves so that it can send a PK to the graveyard. Also, if you open up Tear Scale and Ragged Gloves, oh, that is a doozy of a combo because it's just free Monster Reborns at that point, or it's just free extension as well, so it's amazing. We also have Stained Greaves as a hand extender and also as a graveyard extender. Essentially, if you special summon a PK, you can then special summon Stained Greaves and change its level to 4. Also, if Stained Greaves is in the graveyard, you can summon a PK from hand by banishing it, and also make its level 4 if you want. So this card is good for rank 3 plays, level 3 plays for like Cherubini. It's also good for rank 4 plays, and we love our Xyz and rank 4 plays in this deck. We also have, for other engines, we've got free Tour Guide, we also have 1 Seer, 1 Libic and 1 Graph. Let's put you two together because you're at 2. We also have one of these, and essentially the reasoning behind this, because I know they are at 2, is that if you happen to draw either of these, you just send Libic off of Cherubini and then it will get these out on the board, and then you can go do stuff and continue your plays. And then after that we just have a bunch of level 3 extenders. Psychic Wielder and Tracker, playing 3 and 1. Technically 4 and 2 because we've got E-Telly as well. We also have Kagemusha Knight, which is essentially just like Blue Mountain Burst Spy. You normal summon a warrior, or sorry, a level 3 monster, and it can special summon itself. Now on Edo Pro, it goes by the OCG ruling, but over here you can actually use this to chain block your Tour Guide. So if you open up Tour Guide in this, you normal summon Tour Guide, you special summon Kagemusha Knight, and your opponent cannot ash your Tour Guide. Also, just as some more kind of generic extenders, I like Sea Archiver. If I happen to have drawn everything I need, I can just send it off a Cherubini. Also, same reason, Edge Jump Sabers. This can also be really good for the Dragoon package because you send this off a Cherubini. If you've drawn the Red Eyes Fusion, you put the Red Eyes Fusion back to summon this, and therefore your Dragoon is now live. Speaking of Dragoon, I'm playing it. It's just, I think, the best way to play this deck. It gives the deck some more resilience and it gives the deck a lot of different options. So we do have the Red Eyes Black Dragon, we do have the Dark Magician, the Objective Best Arts, Do Not At Me. And of course, as well, we can also Buster Lock our opponent, setting up a Bardiche, couple of traps, maybe a Dark Requiem with the Buster Lock and Dragoon. You tell me how anyone's out in that. Of course, as I said, we've got the 1 Rota. We also have the new amazing Rank Up Magic. This card is just, oh, it's just so good, and it allows you to go into Dark Requiem during your opponent's turn to get some pops and negates. Speaking of negates, I'm also going for free Forbidden Droplet. This is the only reason I'm not doing this with real cards, because I can't afford these. These synergize really well because you can like dump your Phantom Knights off these for extra plays. You can dump your Phantom Knights traps, your Phantom Knights monsters. I like these in the main deck, they're also good going first. The E-Telly, just to summon out our Psychic Boys, and of course we have our standard PK trap lineup. We've got free Fogblade, we've got 1 Wing, and we've got 1 Shade Brigantine. So yeah, it allows for a lot of flexibility in your plays. They are Monster Reborns, these traps here. This is an extender. And of course, this allows you to go into rank 4 plays, or it just allows you to go into generic extra deck plays like your Nightmare. So yeah, I'm really happy with this deck. I had a lot of fun playing the 100 Duels. Let's go to the extra deck. Yeah, we're playing Dragoon, so we have the Dragoon, we have the Verti, but more importantly, we have Cherubini, Ebon Angel of the Burning Abyss. This card is nuts, okay? Any 2 level 3s is a Foolish Burial, and this deck loves a good Foolish Burial. Any 2 level 3s sends your Graph, which summons your Seer, then you link off into Bardiche, Seer's going to get your Cherubini back, and you have more free link materials. If you happen to open Tour Guides, you can send either one of these 2, or you can send this. Depends on your hand. This deck, while it does have a relatively linear combo, it's more about how does your hand achieve that combo in the end game? Alright, so it does have a lot of flexibility in how it's going to achieve that combo. We also have Union Carrier to establish the Buster Lock. We have the big bad boy Bardiche. He is the best monster in the deck if you ask me. Just gets plays going, and to be quite frank, let's just steamroll an advantage every turn, filling up your graveyard, getting spells and traps on your field. It is nuts. Now, speaking of spells and traps, I don't tend to like Floodgates, so that's why I carry a Unicorn with me at all times. I didn't play this during the 100 duels, but I've added it back because I have found I didn't play Borrowsword much during the 100 duels, and I actually got to a point where I removed it, but I did find that without it, I needed to go up against a relatively large board to be able to establish an OTK through Arc Rebellion. So I decided, I think in the best version of the deck that I'm playing, Borrowsword does have a place, because you can in fact go into Link 4s and then OTK your opponent for game, because you've just got so many extenders, you've got so many monster reborns, it's not difficult to establish a Borrowsword to go for that game ending move. Phantom Knights of Breaksword at 2, because oh my god, this card's amazing. Pop a card, pop a PK card, which is usually itself, and then if it's destroyed by card effect, I think battle as well, yeah, you can summon 2 PKs with different names from your graveyard, make them level 4, which means you can then, if you want, go into Raider's Knight, and then you can rank up or down, you can rank down into another Breaksword, by the way, not once per turn, or you can rank up into any of our rank 5s. Usually, you're going to go for Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon, because these two match made in heaven. But, as another rank 4, we also have Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. I know, they sound similar, but they do relatively different things. This guy is a game ender. This guy is good, just not as good. But what I like to use Dark Rebellion for is just material to go into Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon, because this card's just nuts. It's a non-once per turn negate that when it's used up all its negates, summons Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon from the graveyard, and then you just go and you push for more damage. And finally, our last Xyz monster is Sky Thunder Zeus. Now, I don't think it's necessarily needed. I actually feel like I didn't use it properly during the 100 duels, but I don't necessarily think it's mandatory for the deck. You could just put a Leviar in there and that's it really. But I think the best version of this deck does play this, because you can just like go ahead, attack with an Xyz monster and then rank up into that. Especially if you're going like Arc Rebellion, not getting the kill, but you've established an empty board, then Zeus can just pretty much control the game from there. Now, in terms of our side deck, side deck can change, it's pretty fluid. You play the best side deck for your meta. I like a Pank, I like 3 Nibiru and 2 Ash for our combo deck hate. I like Harpy's Feather Duster. I also like Dark Ruler No More for combo deck hate. I like Twin Twisters because the discard does in fact kind of synergise with a lot of our PKs and some of our BAs. And finally, I do like Evenly Matched because I don't like trap decks. And that's pretty much the deck profile. Let's go to some combos. Alrighty, so here we are, a couple of combos. I'm going to show you just what this deck can do. Now, this is the very first hand I've pulled up, and while it's not the best hand in the world, I'm going to show you how this hand is actually pretty dang awesome. Okay, so we are going to special summon this. I said special summon. We're going to normal summon Edge-Imp Sabers, special summon our tracker. From there, we have 2 level 3s on field, and we're going to go into Cherubini. From here, Edge-Imp Sabers is an additional extender, okay, just for the cost of 1 card in your hand. So we're going to go ahead, activate Cherubini, and I am going to send Graph. Targeting the Cherubini, doesn't really matter, because what we want is to use Graph's effect to summon out Seer. From here, we're going to go ahead and make our Bardiche, and Seer is going to summon back our Cherubini. Okay, so now we have half of the end board established. We also have Silent Boots in hand, which, oh god, that is the goo. So we are going to go ahead, we're going to dump a card. I think I'm going to go ahead and dump Tier Scale. And I'm going to search out, in this case I think I'm going to go Fogblade. I think Fogblade's a good card to use. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to summon out, this only requires, yeah, it doesn't require effect monsters, so I'm going to summon these 2. Or I'm going to use these 2 to summon this. And from here, I think I'm going to go ahead, Silent Boots, to search out, yeah, let's go Shade Brigandine, which is going to trigger the Torn Scale in the graveyard. And we're going to special summon it. And we're going to go ahead and use Shade Brigandine to become a monster. From here, we're going to go ahead, Union Carrier. and we pretty much have everything that we could possibly want. I'm going to go ahead and set a Fog Blade. I'm going to go ahead and equip to our Bardiche. Where's our baby Buster Dragon boy? There he is. And finally, I'm going to go ahead, copy one Polymerization or Fusion spell from my deck and summon out Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, using the best Dark Magician art and the best Red Eyes art. And here we are. So our board has ended with a extra deck lock, 2 negates through Fogblade, and an Omni negate through Red Eyes. And if your opponent's breaking this board, then they have obviously opened the nuts, and you can't stop that. However, in most cases, your opponent isn't breaking this board, and you're going to go ahead and OTK them next turn with your abundance of PK and BA goodness. So let's move on to another combo. Okay, for our second combo of the video, I'm going to bring you a quick combo that ends on a different board, doesn't use Dragoon, because not everybody likes using Dragoon, which is understandable. So take a look at this hand here. I'm going to go down a bit more of a Phantom Knight centric route, so I'm going to normal summon our tier scale. I'm going to activate its effect, discarding Edge Imp Sabres, which by the way, tasty extender, to go ahead and dump myself. I think in this case, I'm going to want... you're not super useful, but you know what, I'll ditch you anyway because you can search my extender later. And I'm going to special summon you. Now from here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into Cherubini, which of course is going to send our Graph, which gets our Seer. So let's go and do that. Okay, now from here, we're going to go ahead into our Bardiche, and we're going to summon back Cherubini. And we've got some options from here, so I think what I'm gonna do... Yeah, let's do this. So I'm gonna banish this to add Stained Greaves to hand, because that's a good follow-up card for later on. I'm gonna special summon a Torn Scale, and I'm gonna special summon Stained Greaves. I'm not gonna increase its level, because I want it to be a level 3. Then from here, we've got so many extenders. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use Edge Imp Sabres, popping back our Tour Guide for a follow-up play later on. And I'm going to go ahead and make a Union Carrier. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to special summon a rank 3 to the zone that Bardiche points to. Bardiche is going to pop my Break Sword, and Break Sword is going to get me a rank 4, which is very important. So I'm going to go ahead and use these two again. And also, by the way, haven't used Bardiche's effect, so I think what I want to do is I'm going to send... let's send Ragged Gloves. We're going to set the Phantom Knight's Force, and I'm also going to go ahead and use Silent Boots to go and fetch another Fog Blade. So now we're going to end on a buttload of negates. We're going to go into Dark Rebellion XY's Dragon. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to equip Busty with our little Buster baby boy. So we have an extra deck lock again. We've got negates and what's going to be Dark Requiem XY's Dragon. We've got negates through the Fog Blade, and also, by the way, lots of follow-up plays for our next turns, okay, through Ragged Gloves. So I'm going to go ahead, just to demonstrate, I'm going to end my turn here. It's going to go into my opponent's phases. Let's go Battle Phase, and I'll then go Phantom Knight Force. So they can't summon from the extra deck. All I need to do is banish a single Dark, so let's just go with Graph. And I can summon out Dark Requiem XY's Dragon. We're going to get a pop from Rusty, but this has 3 materials under it. This is not once per turn. This is going to go ahead and get you 3 monster negates, so you've got 5 negates on field and a pop during your opponent's turn with an extra deck lock. Yeah, slightly dies a little bit more to spells and traps, but honestly, like, it just is what it is. That's why we play Dragoon. Alrighty, let's take it to the outro, guys. Guys, that's the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As always, if you like it, give it a like. If you love it, give it a share and tell everyone you know about Team Tally today. And if you are new here and would like to join Team Tally, then the subscribe button is down below. As always, you have been amazing. I have been Tally. I'll catch you later. Bye.